Hello everybody, welcome to Erndale's and welcome to Vlogmas the 16th, Friday the 16th today, December 16th. So it's the 16th day of Vlogmas. I'm so glad you can join me and I have a new thing for you today. So I did something this past week. There was, I don't know if you're familiar with Annie's Attic. It's a crafting company from, I think, Texas somewhere. But they had a sale on Annie's Christmas Special Edition magazines. So you could get the whole collection from 2014 to 2020, I think it was, for $2 a magazine, which is really cheap. And but you just download it on your computer as a PDF. So I did that because, you know, a crafter's always looking for more projects, right? So I downloaded it and I found, actually, I'm glad I didn't pay for a paper magazine because there was a lot in there that is not anything that I would want to make. But there were some things in there that I actually think I will make. So one of the things that I snatched out of there was a little snowflake. And I've always made snowflakes, put them in my Christmas cards and things. But this year, of course, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to make the little cross stitch ornaments. But I found a really pretty snowflake pattern. So I made one and I'll show it to you in just a second. Actually, I'll show you just as I was making it, and I'm going to show you me starching it and stuff like that. But I also am going to share one of my, well, actually, I think it's my earliest poem. I wrote this when I was 11 years old in 1966. So I will recite that for you, or read it for you, because I don't remember it word for word. I will read that for you, and I will show you this pretty little snowflake that I crocheted up to put into a Christmas card. So without further ado, let's go. And thank you for watching. I just finished crocheting this little snowflake. It's quite pretty, isn't it? I have to take it and starch it now. And I wanted to have a snowflake for somebody's card. So other years I have made many snowflakes and put them in my cards. But this year, being sick and everything, I haven't had the time. But this one is in the magazines that I told you about. This one is from 2014, the Annie's Christmas Special Edition magazine 2014 that I paid $2 for. And there's quite a few actually crocheted snowflakes in those magazines, but this is quite nice. I like this one. There's a lot of picots. I mean, they are the most favorite thing to make, said nobody ever. So these are triple picots, these ones here, and then these is just a single picot. But, you know, if you're going to do snowflakes, you're going to have to learn how to do a picot because most of them, the pretty ones, have a picot in them. So anyway, I'm going to go and starch this now. And I'll show it to you when it's all finished. Well, I'll show you how I starch these things out too. Okay, let's go over to the other table. I should have mentioned that this is in the 2014 Annie's Christmas Special Edition magazines, but it's called Delicate Snowflakes, and the designer is Lori Zeller. I should have mentioned that. And I crocheted this with a number 10 coats and a number 7 steel. That's my favorite steel to use with number 10 thread. It says to use a number 6, but I think that would have been a bit too small. This is my favorite needle. So yeah, I just wanted to mention the designer. Okay, now we'll go starch it. Okay, I think that's as overhead as I'm going to get this. So here's my little snowflake. And I just need to cut this here. Actually, I need to get some glasses, is what I need. Can't really do this. And then tie this off. Yeah, I need to get some glasses. Hold on one second. Now, that's much better. So I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to tie another knot here. This is number 10 crochet cotton, but it's actually a very fine number 10. It's a lot finer than some of the other ones. And I'll cut off that first one. Okay, so I am using Stiffy. That's what I use most often when I am permanently starching crochet pieces. You can also dilute ordinary Elmer's white glue. That works just as well. But I have some Stiffy, so I'm going to use it. So first off, you want to saturate your piece really well in your whatever you're going to be using, either white glue or Stiffy, and I need some more. And work it in, get it in all of the thread. Just work it in really good. And I should have taken my rings off. Okay, and then squeeze out the excess. You don't want to have a lot of excess. But I always keep a little on my hands too. And then just start to shape a little bit with your hands before you put it on the pinning board. You can pull out your picots. Picots do have a tendency to turn into a little ball. Whoop, oh dear. Move that away so that doesn't happen again. All right, where was I? I was sort of starting to pull out my little picots a little bit. Just to kind of, so you know, especially these 3 ones, you want to sort of be able to find those 3 points when you're going to pin them on the board. Okay, so that's the bottom. I like this macrame board because it has nice lines, so you can line up your opposite points. And of course you have to use non-rusting pins, so they have to be aluminum. And I'm just going to put the pin through the very top picot first. And I'm going to stick it right on a junction there. And then I'm going to put another pin in the picot that is corresponding on the bottom. I can get it in there. And I'm going to pull that really good, as far as I can, because I want to pull this out. Well, that might be a little bit too much. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the other picots. We're going to pin the picots first. So find the center one, put your pin in there, and pull and pin. And do the opposite one. You want to find your middle one, put your pin in, because you're going to pin all three little points, but just to stretch, you're going to just do it. We're going to adjust this as we go. The only thing with aluminum pins is they bend. Okay, we need to do the other two picots. So just poke it into the middle one. And pull. And one more. We might ease this up a little bit. Oh, dear me. There we go. Okay, so this one should come down a bit more. This one I'm going to put on there, and this one I'm going to put down here a little bit. You sort of want them even. So you can see you're sort of getting a bit of a snowflake shape. Try and get these ones even. And these ones even. Now we're going to pull the picots, the small picots. These were the triple ones. Now we'll just pull the single ones. And of course they've folded underneath, so you got to dig them out. Put your pin through it and pull. And always do the opposite one. Okay, and this one here. My hands are quite sticky now. This stuff is drying. Should have brought a wet cloth. I didn't do that. I usually have a wet cloth that I can wipe my hands on. That one, and that will be this one. And we're going to, we're going to be adjusting these as we go. This picot, see, sort of has disappeared on me here. There we go. And two more. As soon as I get these two pinned, I'm going to pause and go and wash my hands, because it's really hard when your hands are sticking to everything. Because we've got a lot of time to adjust this. This takes hours to... Actually, you know, I think I'm just going to go wash my hands now. So I'm just going to pause this for a second, and I'll come back. Okay, that's going to be a whole lot better. Oh yeah, so much better when you're not sticking to everything. That pin is no good. These pins are very old. I've had them for so long. I need to reinvest in new pins if I continue to do this kind of thing. I used to do Victorian crochet ornaments. Actually, I had a little business, and I did these. That's no good pin either. And I did hundreds of these every year. These and little bears and all kinds of different ornaments, crocheted ornaments out of thread that I starched. But I don't do those anymore. I'll do the odd one, but I don't really. Okay, so we have, it's not quite how I would like it. This one can come out. That one can come out. And that one can come out. Now these picots. They're not really picoing. Ouch. So as I'm fixing these picots, I'm going to recite the poem to you that I penned when I was 11 years old, called Little Snowflake. Little snowflake, from where do you come? Do you come from the clouds or come from the sun? The sun is still shining as you're falling down, spreading your brightness all over our town. Little snowflake, I picked you up, but you disappeared like a shy little pup. You leave little wet spots on my mittens and boots. Oh, what a dear friend, so fragile to lose. Little snowflake, here come your friends, surrounding you, smiling, and covering my fence. They cover things quickly to keep them all warm, till springtime returns and shows us her charm. So that's my little snowflake poem that I wrote when I was a child. And if I ever get around to putting together that little book I talked about, that one might be the first one in there. I don't know. So I'm just going to play around with these picots and get them all pulled out. And I'll show this to you when it's all finished, starched, dried, and ready to hang, or ready to slip into a card. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.